Okay, I think it's starting. Okay. There, let me just share my screen and please tell me if you can see it well. Is it okay? Can you see it? Okay, perfect. So as I was saying, today we have 3 different Eurocluster projects, which are CircInWater, Epicenter, and Silicon project. But first we will start with a presentation of why we are here, and it's because we are doing this webinar in the frame of European project we are in as Meta Industry. By the way, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Silvia Jimenez, project manager at Meta Industry 4. And the project we are doing these webinars in is the Asturias Digital Innovation Hub, which we have Paula Fernandez, the manager of the project, who will explain a little bit more about this initiative and why is it important for our Asturian companies. Paula, whenever you want. We can hear you, Paula.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Silvia. I'm going to try to share my screen.
Okay. I have your presentation here, but okay, we can see it. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, then. I'm just making a very, very brief presentation out of what Asturias Digital Innovation Hub is. The European Commission decided to create a digital innovation hubs all over Europe, and it's an instrument to promote and support digital transformation on SMEs in Europe. So we belong to this network, including 227 hubs across Europe, and we are one of the 12 hubs funded by the European Commission in Spain. So we act as a one-stop shop where SMEs can test before invest and try and explore different technologies and get specialized training, financing advice, and obviously networking opportunities as we are now, focusing on improving their business through digital innovations. At the end, our aim is to support SMEs to become more competitive using technical and digital technologies. This is our ecosystem. The AsDIH is promoted by the government of the Principality of Asturias, and we coordinate all the infrastructures and resources and services available in the region. We have the 4 technical centers as well as the university, and all together they offer the experimentation facilities and equipment and human technical skills and expertise. We also have the enterprises, which are represented by FADE, the Business Association, and the clusters, Cluster TIC and Meta Industry 4. And additionally, we have the Asturian European Business and Innovation Center, who participates as the key regional actor for private investment raising for innovative digital enterprises. Our objective, as you can see, is to accelerate digitalization, and we do it by coordinating the infrastructure, services, and resources available in the region to accelerate this process and help SMEs to spin and to raise more competitiveness. We offer a space to experiment the technology before making any decision, and this will contribute to the success of the digitalization process. Our specialization is based on these 4 nodes: additive manufacturing, data analysis, sensors, and vision technologies. These are the specialization areas in which our technological centers and the university have unique infrastructures. As I said, we have different services. We can see here in the slide. We have 4 main services based on test before invest, where companies can get technological advisory, technical feasibility analysis. They can also reach a proof of concept, and they can experiment with the technologies before making any investment decision. They can also get training, both for basic skills and also for personalized training for technology transfer. And they get access to funding. In those cases where the company decides to invest in that technology, they get access to funding and advice on public funding and access to private funding. Also, we offer networking and ecosystem activities, networking events, workshops, and obviously international collaborations with other DEA, AsDIH across Europe. I invite you all to visit our webpage, where you can find a detailed catalog of the experimentation facilities and also the services. And I welcome you to contact me if you have any question that may arise. I will be more than happy to help with any doubt. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Silvia, I give you back the floor. I promised it was only going to be 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
It was perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect timing. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, so going on, we could like to also give you like a really brief presentation about what is our Eurocluster project we are in as Meta Industry 4, and in order just to explain a little bit more about what cascade funding is and what European clusters Eurocluster project, can give to the companies and what are the main goals of it. So we have our colleague in Meta Industry 4, Azucena, who will just say a little bit of information about our Eurocluster project, Ingenious, and then we will go on with the main part of the webinar today. Azucena, if you want, I can share my screen with your presentation. Okay.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit about our project Ingenious. In fact, I would like to introduce this Eurocluster just with some words about the cascade funding methodology. So as most of you know, the cascade funding is a mechanism of that the European Commission to reach the money to the SMEs through the clusters. So clusters are awarded with Euroclusters, and then they get the money from European Commission and then deliver the money to SMEs when they develop innovative and collaborative projects. So in our case, the Euroclusters is focused in the field of energy intensive industries. So please, Silvia. So this is a little summary of Ingenious. Ingenious project is gonna run for 3 years. We are 4 partners, one Spanish cluster, one Czech cluster, one Polish, and one German cluster. And we identify 7 challenges to focus the proposals of the applicants. The open launch is just now open, so it opens on the 15th of May, and we plan to fund 6 to 9 innovation grant, so 6 to 9 innovation projects. And we will have also training grants and internationalization grants. So here you have already our webpage, and you will have a little, a big amount of information in the webpage. So please, Silvia. Okay, thank you. So projects are going to be focused on SMEs. So SMEs must be in consortia of 2 to 3 SMEs, in which one SME must be a challenge owner and one must be a solution provider. In the case that we are talking about 3 SMEs consortium, so then the third SMEs can be either another solution provider or another challenge owner. So other organizations that are not SMEs, as big organizations, technological centers, universities, etc., can't be beneficiaries, but can be like subcontractors or even without financing collaboration. Sorry. So, can you please? So, well, I just talk about this a little bit. So I want to go very quickly because we are not going to focus in engineers today too much. So we will go forward. Silvia, please. Okay, so concerning the funding, the maximum funding per SMEs is going to be 60,000 euros. So we are talking about a project of 3 SMEs. The maximum funding will be 180,000 euros. The type of financial support is lump sum, and the payments are planned to be like 50% of pre-funding when the SMEs sign the grant agreement, then 25% after 6 months and with an intermediate report validation, and another 25% at the end of the project with final report validation. So here we have the key dates. So the open call is open from the 15th of May till the end of July, and then you have all these dates regarding the pre-selection, the reviewing, the evaluation, and the signature of the grant agreement. As it's important to say that the projects are gonna take 1 year. It's a fixed term of time, and they all will start the 1st of January. And just to mention the web page again, my contact address here, we are just ready for answering your inquiries and questions. So please be free to consult, to contact me anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Azucena. It was just like a little bit of information about our project and about Euroclusters kind of goals. And now moving on to our first speaker today, which is Maria Benito from the project CircInWater.
Are you sharing the, or may I share the presentation?
As you want. I can share.
You can share if you have a master presentation. It's okay for me.
Perfect. So here it is.
Okay, so good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining this webinar. Next slide, please. We are CircInWater project, and we are supporting SMEs that are developing water smart solutions in the two target industrial ecosystems of the project. We are composed of, in total, 7 members from 5 different countries. 6 of them, we are clusters and 1 innovation center. So we are from Finland, the Netherlands, Czech Republic, France, and Spain here with CNI. Next slide, please. I think, we have one lump sum schemes, and also the challenge, going to the lump sum schemes and also to the challenges that we have identified. Next slide. The CircInWater has a portfolio of services for the SMEs. The first service that we have developed is information about the challenge that we have identified in the 2 target industrial sectors that are the agri-food industry and also the energy-intensive industries. So we make an exercise with other clusters and also directly with the industries, and we have identified in total 10 challenges that we will see later. So the idea is that with this challenge, we will finance innovative projects that are addressing these challenges. And also once the projects comes to their end, we will also highlight the results, and we will facilitate the continuation of these innovation projects. We also have some internationalization activities to boost internationalization of the SMEs, and for this we also have like an internationalization lump sum. And also we also have another service that is supporting the SMEs on funding to hire experts and trainers to make any consultancy service that is relevant for the SMEs and for boosting the triple transition on the water SMEs. And last but not least, we also promote the networking for developing all these projects and all these activities. We are organizing different events physically and also virtually to promote the networking in all the water, between all the water stakeholders and also the target industrial sectors. Next slide, please. Thank you. Regarding the lump sum scheme, we have three different lump sums. The first one is innovation lump sum. So I don't want to say about nothing about this now, because we will go into detail through this lump sum later, because it's the call that is now open. But just to let you know, we also have the knowledge lump sum that is for external support for strategic issues for the water SMEs. The lump sum will remain open until the exhaustion of the budget and will open on the 7th of June. So we are really close to the opening date. This is only for individual SMEs, and the maximum amount that an SME can get through this lump sum is for 4,000 euros. And regarding the internationalization lump sum, is for the travel and accommodation to the mid-year events and also other international fairs and events that are targeted by the CircInWater consortium. We are already working on this, looking for the suitable events, fairs, and also contacts, both in Canada and the USA, which are the target countries that we have identified during the project implementation. This is also for individual SMEs, and the maximum amount is 2,000 euros. Here we say beginning of the 2024, but I think it might be more mid-2024. But this is, we need to see the exact date, but stay tuned to our social media and you will know, you will have this information. Next slide. Regarding the challenge, as I said, we have identified 10 challenges. We have all of them detailed in the guide for applicants that we have prepared for the innovation lump sum. We have organized these challenges in 4 topics, which are reducing the water risk, circular economy, digitalization, and water quality monitoring, and water treatment, remediation, and disinfection. The main important point, because I'm not going to go into detail in this challenge, you can see them in the guide, is that the innovation project, there is no need that the innovation project address one of these challenges. You can go to another challenge that you identify as relevant, but the difference is that in this case, you need to really justify why this challenge is also relevant for the agri-food or any energy-intensive sector. But this is not an exhaustive list about the challenges that the SMEs must address. Next slide. And now going into detail into the innovation lump sum, because the deadline of the lump sum is on the 31st of May. There are different eligible activities. As I said, the purpose of this lump sum is to support the development of water smart solutions that are solving water related challenges both in the agri-food and the energy intensive industries. Regarding the energy intensive industries, we have already identified 4 subsectors, which are chemical, steel, pulp and paper, chemical, steel, pulp and paper. Sorry, I don't. It's not coming to my mind the 4th one, but it's not an exhaustive list. Also, so if you identify any other subsector that is an energy intensive industry, it is also welcome. So you can also present your proposal to this lump sum. We have identified several different activities that we are going to support, which are the ones that you can see in this list, and are all activities that goes between tier L5 and tier L9. So all activities that that are between these maturity levels will be eligible, because we are thinking about validation, demonstration activities, and also all other activities related to developing a complete qualified system or implementing a business case. Next slide, please. There are different possibilities to participate. The focus is on European SMEs, but they can participate individually or in a consortium, up to 3 SMEs. There are some extra points for a consortium, but this is not a huge amount. We have 3 extra points out of 125. That is the maximum score that you can get with the evaluation of your application. So also in the case that you are participating in the project, there are different ways to participate. In the case of collaborative projects, you can be the project coordinator or a project partner, but this needs to be really defined and identified before starting preparing your proposal, because the project coordinator will be the main person, will be the person that will be in charge of providing the main information about the project in the application. And in the case that we have an individual SME, there is no case. This is just one SME developer, one beneficiary developing the project. We also have the role of project collaborators we are thinking, for example, in demo sites, so that kind of large industries that are really interested in the technology and maybe could facilitate their space for your validation or for your demonstration tests. But the main feature of this collaborator role is that they don't receive funding, not directly nor indirectly. What I mean with this is that there are also the possibility of participating as subcontracted organization, but in the case that you are a subcontracted organization, you cannot be a collaborator. I'm saying this because this is one recurrent question that we have received in our mailbox. So the collaborator does not benefit, does not receive any funding from CircInWater. Next slide. Regarding the funding conditions, this is a lump sum. That means that we are not going to ask for a financial report. In the end of the project, we will only ask about the technical reporting, and with this technical report, you need to demonstrate that you have done the activities that you brought on your application. The minimum amount is 20,000 euros and the maximum is 60,000 euros per SME. But take into account that we have 3 different possibilities to participate, 3 different lump sums, and this 60,000 applies for the total lump sums, meaning that in the case that you are asking for 40,000 in the knowledge voucher, then you only can ask for 56,000 for this innovation voucher. So it's 60,000 is the maximum amount of money that you can receive from CircInWater. And the payment schedule is the 50% after the grant signature and the remaining 50% after the approval of the final report. Next slide. The eligible costs are the staff costs, subcontracting and purchasing costs that includes travel, equipment depreciation, other goods and services, and that kind of things. Regarding the staff costs, since there are some discrepancies between the personal costs among the countries, here in Europe, we are also asking about the hours that this work requires, so we can be aware of the workload that suppose each activity, so we can make a clear idea about the workload required from your side. On the application form, there is a specific paragraph that is focused on resources, and these are really relevant part of the evaluation criteria. These are 20 points out of 125, and what we are going to evaluate here is that there is a good balance among the budget and also among the activities that you are going to develop. So ensuring that all have the enough budget for developing the activities that they have to do, and that everything is balanced. And the payment will be done individually to each beneficiary. So that's why we will go into detail about this later, but this is why we need all of you registered on the platform. In the case of collaborative projects, we need to register both the project collaborator and also the project partner. And in the case of individual SMEs, it's clear that we just need the SME registered in the submission platform. Next slide. And now going into detail into the overall process, if we focus on the application, next slide. Next. The call period, the call opened on the 29th of March and we close this month, and in the end of this month, the 31st at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And you need to submit your proposals in the CircInWater submission platform. And as I said, all in the case of collaborative projects, both the project coordinator and the project partners need to be registered and make some kind of application on the application platform. There are different sections on this application, which are the administrative and legal information, together with the eligibility check, the project description, and in the end, the declarations and the signature. Next slide. And now we go into the evaluation. Next, sorry. The evaluation results will come by the end of September, and the results will be published via the submission platform and the CCP website, and we will also send an email to interested parties. There are 3 steps, which are the eligibility check, the technical evaluation, and the selection of the funded proposals. Next slide. The eligibility check will be done automatically in the platform, and you need to confirm that you fulfill these criteria, which are that you are an SME, that you are established in one of the eligible countries, that you are a member of a cluster registered on the CCP, that you are not asking for more than requesting for more than 60k euros, considering all the CircInWater lump sum. Sorry, that the project is not longer than 12 months, and the tier of your solution is between 5 and 9. Next slide. Regarding the technical evaluation, there are 2 different steps. The first one will come with the evaluation committee, which is composed of CircInWater project partners. So we are going to make the first step of the evaluation. Each proposal will be evaluated by 2 different evaluators, and one CircInWater partner will not evaluate proposals coming from his or her own country. So the criteria for the evaluation are also the main points of the application form of the project description, which are excellence, impact, and project implementation. And here is where we have this budget plan that we are going to really revise really carefully, and the bonus points in the case of collaborative projects. If we have equal scores, we will analyze the list that you see below, for example, and in this order. In the case of equal scores, we will see if any of the SMEs is women-led. If yes, then this will select it, and if not, we will go to the next point, that is SMEs established in EU 13 countries. If not, so this is the list that we are going to analyze to avoid this equal score of among different applications. Next slide. The evaluation, the next, as I said, there are 2 steps of the evaluation. The first one is with the CircInWater partners, and the second one is with external evaluators. The external evaluators will check the results of the evaluation that we have done, but this is not a re-evaluation. They are going to verify the evaluation that CircInWater partners have developed, and verify also the results of this evaluation to make sure that everything has been done properly. So this is like a double check of the evaluation that we have done. And the result of this evaluation is that we are going to publish the list of selected projects and also the reserve list. And we will communicate via email to the applicants and we will send also to those proposals that are above the threshold. We will send or the feedback, some feedback together with the final punctuation, and in the case that is below the threshold, we'll just send the punctuation of the total score of their application. Next slide. Next. And now we're going to the grant signature. As I said, since the payment is going to be done individually, also we will need individual contracts between each SME and CircInWater project. The grant needs to be signed no later than the 30th of November, and the projects then should not start later than the 1st of December of this year. And the projects can only start after signing the GA. Take also into account when you read the guide and also the application form that there are some promotion and dissemination activities that are mandatory, so you need to include them in your work packages. And also, you also need to include one mandatory work package, which must be focused on coordination and communication. So it is there when you need to include these promotion and dissemination activities that are mandatory for the project. And the last step regarding the implementation and monitoring of the project, once you become a beneficiary of CircInWater, you will have assigned one local sponsor. That means that it will be someone from a cluster that is in your country or your country that is near to you. And we will have, and this local sponsor will be in contact with you. In case you have any doubt, you can directly contact them and ask your questions. And we will also have some meeting or checkpoints to see that everything is working properly. The first one will be on month 3 to check that the project has already started and that everything is going smoothly. The second one will be on month 6 to check once again that everything is being done, that you don't have any problem. And depending on the result of this meeting, we will have another meeting on the month 9 or not. If we see that everything is running well, we don't need this meeting on the month 9. But if we have some doubts and we need to maybe readapt the Gantt chart or maybe change some activities, then we will need to have an extra meeting on month 9. And once the project is coming to its end, you will need to complete a mandatory final report, and you need to submit it also in the platform 30 days after the project ends. And after that, you will receive the 50% of the funding that is remaining. Next slide. And now just going really fast into the application form. As we said, there are different roles in the project. One is the project coordinator, so this is mandatory both for individual SMEs and collaborative projects. In the case of SME collaborative projects, is the SME responsible for the proposal submission, and this company must have the main role in the project. In the case of project partners, it's optional, as we said, because you don't need to go for collaborative projects. And it's an SME that is contributing to the project implementation, but not with a main role. But the role must be clearly identified and requesting the funding. So in the case of the project partner, they also need to submit a kind of application in the application form, but it's only focused about they only need to provide the information about their company and doing the eligibility check and signing the declaration. That's all from their side. And in the case of the project coordinator, they need to complete the whole proposal. In the case, no, not yet. And for the project collaborator, this is optional. This is for non-eligible or not funding entities and support the project implementation. And we strongly recommend to submit a letter of interest if you have from this project collaborator, if you have them on board. Now just go to the next slide, please. The application form has this structure. The first step will be the project partner information and the eligibility check. And later, once you pass the eligibility check, you will see then all the tabs with all the other fields in the screen, not at the beginning. So then you will have this additional project information, in which you will complete information about the project collaborator, the project description, and the last step will be the declarations. So if you are a project coordinator or an individual SME, you will have all these steps in the application form. But if you are a project partner, you will only need to provide the project partner information, the eligibility check, and the declarations. That's all from their side. Next slide. You also have in the CircInWater submission platform, you also have the application form template in a Word document, so you can download it and work offline, and because it's easier, especially in the case of collaborative projects. But you need to later copy and paste all the information on the application form. Next slide. Regarding the submission platform, just to let this now has changed, sorry, but this is something, this is the appearance of the application platform. You have all the documents available on the gray square. We have also included a Q&A document and also one guide about the submission platform. So I'm not going to go into detail about the submission because you have a guide already available. So you need to register in this platform. Next slide. You will receive a confirmation email, and once you verify your email, next slide, you can, as you can see in the square that is in the left bottom hand, you will see this start an application button, so then you can start your application. And this is everything from my side. Thank you to everybody. And if you have any questions, I will add to this presentation my contact details, so you can directly contact me or also to the email address that we have facilitated for the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much for this interesting project. I think it's a great example of how simple Euroclusters projects are for SMEs, and it's really simple for them to apply it and to get a project. And even in your case, a single SME can get into the funding. So it's a really nice example of it. And I think it's kind of aligned with our ingenious project with that energy intensive industries that we are also focusing on. So I found it really interesting, and I hope all our assistants and members of our cluster find it also interesting. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, just open your mic and say it out loud, or you can use the chat, whatever you want. But if not, I think we should go on with our next project, which will be presented by Nuria, I think. Or
yes.
Okay, Nuria, thank you.
Everyone.
Good morning. Do you want to share your screen, or I can share your presentation?
You can share. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. So here we got Epicenter.
Thank you. So good morning, everyone. I'm Nuria, project manager in the Digital Cluster of Catalonia. And as if you can move on to one more. Yeah, to the next slide. Thank you. So we are leaders of Epicenter project and Eurocluster. Our main goal of Epicenter project is to establish and create new border value chain by establishing corporates, big companies, and SMEs and startups. We want to include different areas as ICT, fintech, health, and agri-food. This is all the sectors that we tackle in this project, and it's going to be a program of acceleration of solutions, innovative solutions, and bring it to the market together with corporates. We will do this through two calls for SMEs and startup. The first call is already open. We open it by the end of March, and it will be remaining opening until the 29th of May. This is in 2 weeks, so you still have time to do project proposals. So moving on, if you can go to the next slide. Who we are, if you can just keep moving. Thank you. So we are Digital Cluster of Catalonia, the project leaders of this project. Then we have Lidmea from Lithuania, just focus on food sector. And then we have Bioscience from Italy, specialized in health. So Epicenter is going to be an acceleration program. We will have 3 steps for SMEs and startups. But before starting with these SMEs, we had the previous step where we had corporates, big companies from the 3 countries, where we map it together with them, real challenges that they have now and what SMEs could work with them. So we work it to map real challenges for SMEs to tackle with innovative solutions. Then SMEs and startups, they will go through 3 phases: launch, sustain, and drive phases, and it's going to be a competition for each phase. They will move on just few of them. And our main goal is to achieve TRLA together collaboration with corporates. Also, in these 3 phases of innovative solutions, we will have this Epicenter Academy where they will have funding for bootcamps, mentoring, coaching. So this is the main goal for Epicenter. If we move on, what is the financial support? So SMEs, well, projects, I would like to refer to projects because the funding is per project, not per SMEs, because we accept consortiums. So per project, we have different amounts for the different phases. And we have different amounts also by categories for the acceleration program, meaning the innovation solution, and also for the Epicenter Academy. So for the first phase, they will have up to 1,400 for the acceleration, for the sustain 31,000, and for the drive 10,000, making up to 40 to 400 for the innovative solution for the acceleration program. Then for the Epicenter Academy, they will have also different amounts for the different phases. So up to 6,850 euros for the Epicenter Academy if they reach the final phase. If we can go to the next slide. So what are the challenges, many important, what are the challenges that the corporate has mapped together with us? So we have 3 different topics. The first topic is about digital and fintech sector. We have 2 main challenges. The first challenge is directly to data science, blockchain, digital finance. And the second challenge is related to payments and digital identity. Each challenges has sub-challenges where you can find it mapped in the webpage of Epicenter. So inside each challenge, there are several sub-challenges that the corporates has shared with us, so SMEs can apply to. And then another challenge that we have, it's related to agri-food sector. In this case, we also have 2 challenges. The first one is related to monitoring the health status of food and shelf life extension. And the other challenge is related to new packaging materials and smart use of resources. Again, each challenge has specific sub-challenge that corporates want to tackle. And finally, another challenge that we have is related to health sector. Again, in this case, we also have 2 main challenges. The first one is new digital solutions for learning and behavioral spheres that can use for patients and families. And the other one is related to new therapeutic solutions from natural products and organic extractions. Each challenge has sub-challenges with more specific details that you can also find it in the website mapped. And these are the challenges. And moving on, we have this slide, very important, where we share with you all the details of the acceleration and the academy program. So as I already mentioned, we have 2 open calls. The first one closing 29th of May at 5 p.m. And the results will be published mid-July. And then we also have a second call that will be published in October this year. So from all the applications that we will receive, we will go through an evaluation, and only 25 proposals, the top ranked 25 proposals, will enter to this Epicenter program. And they will go to the first step, the first phase, the launch. So 25 projects, they will go through, they will have the opportunity to go through bootcamps and mentorings to tackle the video pitch for corporates. This video pitch is that will be shared with the corporates so they can share the value proposition to them. This will last around 4 months. After that, and together with corporates, we will do an evaluation, and only 12 projects will go through the first call. And this next phase will last 9 months, and they will have to do a strategical and technical plan and a prototype ready to test with corporates. And then they will also have this Epicenter Academy with 32 hours of mentoring. And finally, we will have the Epicenter Gala, where we will see what they are proposing and evaluate them for going to the next phase, where only 3 projects will go to the last phase. And this is the testing phase, where they will be able to test together with corporates. And they will also have this Epicenter Academy, where they will have pitching trainings and collaboration with corporates. This will last 5 months. So who can apply to this program? You have to be eligible in the EU member states. You have to belong in the value chain of health, agri-food, digital and fintech sector, and you have to be SME, including startups. And as I already mentioned, proposals can be done by consortium. All the amounts that I was referring to were per project. So consortiums between, you can come with 1 company, or you can up to 3 companies to do a project proposal. And moving on, so in the webpage, we will share the link later. There are very important documents. The first one is the call for proposals, where you have all the details of the call. It's the official document where we explain all the requirements, how to submit the proposal, the evaluation process, very important, how to participate. All the phases are detailed, what are the deliverables. So it's a very detailed document. And then we also share in the webpage this grant agreement, which is the document where we share the terms and conditions that you would be signing if you would enter in the program. And it's also very important because you can find there all the details related to the funding, the timings, and all the requirements that needs to fulfill. And how you can apply. In the website, we have an application form, and you can submit there your project proposal until 29th of May at 5 p.m. I see that my colleague is sharing the link. You also have this here in the QR and the website, the LinkedIn, Twitter, and the email, so you can contact us for any questions or details that you want to know. So I think that's all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nuria. I found it really interesting. It's great that you have 2 open calls. So maybe if now it's a bit on a rush for companies to apply, the ones that are connected today that maybe they didn't know about this project before, it's great that they have another opportunity later this year. So it's great. And I found it really interesting because you approach really different sectors and yeah, I think it can help like a lot of startups and SMEs on their way to be a bigger corporate or bigger companies. And I have a question about like the academy you have. Is it, who are the trainers, or who is the one behind the academy? Is it you on the clusters partners, or?
No, we have an external training company that they will provide all the trainings and boot camps, and they will mentoring them through we will have groups, for example, to share also synergy between SMEs. So it's one company that doing all the training. That's great.
That's great, because I was just thinking about how the amount of work for you as a cluster to be also in charge of the academy, but that's great. You have an external help and a professional to do that. That's great.
Yes, there are actually professionals on innovation, startups, and SMEs, so they will provide good trainings to them,
For sure.
and to the follow-up together with corporates as well.
That's great. Okay, so thank you very much, Nuria
Thank
and
you.
Jamie, of course, for being here and for explaining your project here. And then last but not least, we got Laude from...
Hello.
Hello, Laude, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I can share your presentation if you want, or...
Yeah, you can, of course.
That's great.
Sorry, it's a bit cold here. I have
Yeah, we
the
can
coat
see.
on. Yeah, heating is off and the weather is not that great.
Well, not a spring yet.
No, not yet at all.
So last but not least, we got our last
Yeah.
speaker, which is Lauren from Silicon Eurocluster project. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you. Maybe you can go to the next slide, please. And the next one. Yeah, hello. I am Laure de Tassini. I'm a European project manager at Minalogic, and I'm coordinating the Silicon Eurocluster project. Well, first of all, I'm going to present the overall of the Silicon Eurocluster project, and then I will go into further details about the open call, which is the main action of the project and is open at the moment. So the Silicon Eurocluster lasts 30 months until February 2025, and it gathers 10 partners from 9 EU countries. So Minalogic from France, who is coordinating the project, Mesa from Italy, Mobilites from Sweden, who manages the cascade funding calls, Econ Saxony from Germany, Gaia from Spain, Paul SCS from France, Silicon Alps from Austria, High Tech NL from Netherlands, and TIS from Portugal, and ICT Cluster from Bulgaria. So these partners know each other very well, as they've been part of the Silicon Europe Alliance for more than 10 years now. And the ICT cluster from Bulgaria has just joined the project and to enrich the competencies of the consortium. So the main project objective is to achieve greater European self-sufficiency with increased competitiveness and resilience in the electronics value chain, with specific attentions to SMEs. And more specifically, the project aims at improving the interlinkages in value chains to enhance resilience of EU industrial ecosystem and building capacities in critical supplies and technologies to strengthen strategic autonomy of the electronics value chain. So our concrete actions to contribute to these big challenges, because they are really big challenges. So we have an open call for 12 demonstration projects to support the adoption of digital technologies by SMEs. And it's opened until the 31st of May, so it's very soon, only 2 weeks left. We will launch an open call for 25 green vouchers to support the integration of green expertise into SMEs, and we will launch it in February 2024. We will also provide support, internationalization support for 15 SMEs. We will train 20 cluster workforces, and we will organize an open innovation event. Okay, next slide, please. Now I'm going to focus on the open call for demonstration project to support the adoption of digital technologies, which is open at the moment. So you can have an overview of the different dates of the call. So it's open since the 28th of March, and it will be closed on the 31st of May. Awarded SMEs will be informed by the end of July. The earliest project start date will be on the 1st of September, and the latest project start date will be on the 1st of October. The project's duration can be between 6 to 9 months, and the total budget of this open call is 960,000 euros. 80,000 euros per project and 60,000 maximum per SME. Next slide, please. So what is the scope of the call? So the challenges and proposed solutions should describe how to improve resource efficiency, support green entrepreneurship, and facilitate market access for SMEs offering green products and services. So that's a bit large. So we're going to narrow a bit the scope. The proposed solution should consist of a microelectronic system that includes one or several of the below listed technology priorities areas. So it can be technologies, radio communications, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, energy harvesting, photonics, or sensors. The targeted vertical sectors are any that have a need for electronics and microelectronic solution using the technologies described above. Next slide, please. So who can apply? 2 SMEs established in EEA countries. So that means the 27 EU countries plus Norway, Iceland, Liechtenstein, or Ukraine. They can be from the same country, but if they are from 2 different countries, they will have an extra point in the evaluation. At least one SME in the consortium should be a technology solution provider. Applicants should complement each other in any part of the current value chain, and all SMEs applying as one consortium should be autonomous to one another. And we will encourage the EU, certain countries which have joined the EU the latest, to apply. Next slide, please. So what are the eligible activities? You can fund investigation of technical and design requirements, the development of prototypes or demonstration, the planning and carrying out of studies or tests to verify innovation, and also investigation of market conditions such as identifying customers, customer needs, potential partners, and competitors. So what would be the ideal project for this call? So it should be an advanced technology solution which demonstrates a use case in a less digital industry. This is the ideal project. So that means it's not a mandatory style of a project, but it's what we are looking for. So the technology solution to a challenge that has been identified in an industry should include a prototype of a microelectronic system. So we are looking for tangible prototype, concrete prototype. The proposed project with a TRL4 and higher at the start of a project will be favored. So that means we are looking for projects from starting point of TRL4. That's the minimum. Can be TRL4, 5. And what we expect at the end of the projects is that the demonstrated solution reach the minimum TRL of 6. So that can be 6, 7, 8. Next slide, please. So what are the funding conditions? So as I already said, the project consortium will be able to receive a maximum of 80,000 euros per project. And it will be 60,000 maximum per SME. You can be more than 2 SMEs in the consortium. You can be 3 SMEs, but you will have to divide the lump sum into 3. Only 30% of the contribution can be used for subcontracting. So yes, it will be a lump sum, and the payments are made against deliverables. There is no financial report to deliver, but only a technical report at the end of the project. You will have a pre-funding payment of 20% and a final payment of 80% at the end of the project. But you will have to show that you have use the money for your project and how you used it, and write a final report. Next slide, please. So how to apply? Applicants must create an account on the Good Grant platform and attach results of self-financial viability check and SME self-assessment. And there is also a budget Excel file to complete. And there is a sample form that you can check out on the website to see how it looks like. Next slide, please. So this is just an overview of the platform on which you will apply with the different tabs and sections. We're not going to go through it in detail, so you can go to the next slide. This is excellence, impact, and then the next one, implementation. And next slide, please. That is the budget file to complete. So it's really simple. We made it quite simple to complete. You will see that in the different sections, there are maximum words or characters to fill, so that we want to have really the essential ideas of the project, and we understand really quickly what the aim and the innovation you want to reach. So this is not a huge application like you might be used to in a standard European project. It's really really simple and light. Next slide, please. So how we will evaluate your proposal? So as we saw in the Good Grant platform, there are the three main criteria. Nothing original, excellence, impact, and implementation, 5 points each. The threshold for individual criteria will be 3 points, and the overall threshold applying to the sum of the three individual scores will be 10 points. Applications submitted by SME applicants registered in 2 different eligible countries will be given 1 extra point to the overall score. Next slide, please. And in case of ties, the higher score will be the criteria impact, then excellence, and then implementation. Next slide. Yes, so that's all. If you have questions, there you can, if you have any question, do not hesitate to contact me. Maybe Sylvia can give you my my contact details, and you can find all the information on our website, and follow us on the social media as well. And thank you very much, Sylvia, for the invitation.
Thank you, Laura, for being here and for sharing with all of us your project. And for sure, I will share all the presentations if you agree with that, and all your contact details to everyone that was connected here today. And I would just have a question for you, Laura. You mentioned that the Silicon project has been going on for 10 years.
No, it's not. The Silicon Europe Alliance is an alliance between the most of the partners that are in the Silicon Eurocluster were already partners in another alliance, which has not been always funded by the European Union. We had previous European funded projects, but not always. And this alliance, we have, it's been 10 years that we have common actions.
That's
so
great.
This project is one of the actions of the alliance.
Yeah. But that's great because you know each other really well, and that always makes things easier to work and to be in a project with
exactly. Yeah.
That's great. So I would like just to say thank you, of course, for being here and for sharing with us your projects. Good luck with the open calls that you
Thank you.
are closing just in a few weeks. So I think companies still have time to do. I know maybe it's a bit.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks left, but we all know that everybody does it at the last minute.
Yes.
So
kind of.
yeah, it's
You're right.
what I've heard from other Euroclusters and cascade funding managers. That
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, maybe it's an advice not to do it at the last minute because some website can crash or I don't know.
Yes.
And yeah, so we can have a visibility for us as well. This would be
Of
good.
course. But I think your clusters project and yours is an example. All the three of you are an example of how simple it can be for SMEs and that clusters we are here for helping the companies and the SMEs in this process. So whatever they need, we are here for them and I think that
It's yeah, the main idea is to say that it's really short applications and very simple. Yeah,
that's right.
so they don't
You
have to
even
be scared.
That's right. You even include ideal project example.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea. So they can have an example and look at something when writing the proposal. So well, I
Great.
think if there are no questions, I think they are not in the chat. Or it's just now or never to raise your hand and ask whatever you if you think it's not clear, you may wonder about anything. But yes, we will share with you all the presentations and the contact details of the three speakers today. So just in case you want to raise them later, you can do it. And well, we promised to end the session at 10:15, so we are on time. And I don't want to extend myself anymore. Thank you very much for being here and for sharing with us your projects and attendance to, of course, attend this meeting. And I hope you found it useful and interesting.
Thank you very much, Sylvia.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.